So how did young buck Bobby C from Huddersfield end up becoming super producer Bob Cooper? Which is a title I've coined for Bob.
Yeah, it makes me feel a bit shy. So when I was 17, I think I used to work a bunch of jobs. I just saved a bunch of money and bought like a MacBook and an interface and a couple of microphones, and kind of like just begged people to let me record them for a while. And then so I was doing that for a little while until I moved into a student house, and we had a spare room. So I spent the whole year having that spare room, just recording bands like a few times a week in the evening, and like every weekend that I could do it. And that's when I first recorded Night Harvest as well. We did their first ever demo, with a different lineup. They had a different drummer and they had a bassist at the time as well. And so after that year, I ended up getting an internship in New York. So I moved to a studio called Beat 360. Under a producer called Mark Saunders, and the business owner, well not the business owner, the business developer for the company was called Ollie Hammett. And so Mark had done work with The Cure and Depeche Mode, Mick Jagger and David Bowie, and loads of like amazing people. So I was there for 3 months, and I learned a shit ton. And I came back and I did a bunch of cool projects. I did College Landing's first EP, which was great. My friend James Simpson, who's in the band Get Inuit, he moved out of his studio, which was in Castleford, which is near Leeds, and he let me take over that. So I worked from that studio for about a year. And that was a really cool place. The control room was like a total nightmare because it was a square, and that's really bad for audio. But the live room was great. Like, drums sounded really cool. And then it was attached to another studio called the Chairworks, which was like a really big plush studio. Then I got kicked out for noise complaints because I had made things too loud. And then I moved to another studio in Manchester called HQ, which I worked there for maybe a year and a half. And that's where I did the Hindsights records, a lot of stuff with Night Harvest, a bunch of really cool records. And then a year ago, in about a week's time, it'll be about a year ago, I moved to this place, which is Airtight Studios in Manchester.
So have you, apart from the internship in New York, have you always worked for yourself? Have you always been freelance? Yeah.
I've never had like a studio job or anything. I wouldn't really want to not to be able to choose who I work with. I really like, I love the bands that I work with, and I like being in control of that. Rather than some terrible band or someone whose ethics and values aren't in line with me, coming in and having to deal with them for like a month.
You're not going to apply for a job at Electrical Audio or something then?
That would be sick. No, but I'd love to do some sessions from there. Because that place is rad.
That's cool.
I actually applied for an internship there.
Oh really?
And I was supposed to have a phone interview, but then it didn't happen.
Shit.
I don't know.
Maybe the girl from Bully took your job. So you recently did a seminar teaching like recording techniques to anyone interested. How was that?
That was sick. That was really cool. There was no one from Manchester there. Everyone had travelled. A dude called Matteo. He travelled from Italy for it, which fucking blew my mind. And it was really cool. I hope everyone enjoyed it. It seemed like they were enjoying it. It was just more of an excuse for me to talk about recording, and I got really, really in depth, like as detailed as I could. And I think it helped me with my production in general, just because to be able to teach people how to do it, I had to really deconstruct everything. So I was like, okay, why do I tune this snare drum like this? Why do I put this microphone in exactly this position? And I think it really helped me, as well as helping other people. But I'm going to do another one in February, so I'm excited about that.
Can people check that out?
If you just go on my Facebook page, then there'll be a link to it somewhere.
Bob Cooper, music producer. Would you be interested in doing like a longer version, like a week long? Or
that'd be really fun. I'd like to do some online courses on it as well, and just like some mixing lessons or something like that. So I keep saying I'm going to do it, but then I keep getting too busy recording. But eventually I'm going to sit down and just like spend a week making something like that.
Build the Bob Cooper empire. That could be a new website.
The Bob Cooper Empire. Fuck, dude.